Hey, welcome to Draft Academy. My name's Mike. In this tutorial, I want to talk to you about using conditionals in Jekyll. We can use conditionals, which are basically just if statements, in order to help our Jekyll layouts make decisions. So we can use these if statements to do certain things when certain conditions are true and do other things when certain conditions are false. Now I'm over here in my post.html layout. And this is the layout that's used for all of the blog posts on my site. And let's say that inside of here, I wanted to use a conditional. So the way that we can write a conditional is by doing these open and closed curly brackets, 2% signs, and then in here, we just want to type if, and then we want to type a condition. And so in my case, I'm going to type out a condition. Let's check to see if the title of our blog post is equal to something. So I'm going to check to see if page.title is equal to, and let's see what's the title of this post we're on right now. It's my first post. So we'll check to see if page.title is equal to my first post. And then if the page.title is equal to my first post, then we can do something. So let's just have it display like this is the first post or something. And then we're going to need to end this if statement with an end if, just like that. So this text is only going to get displayed when the page title is my first post. So let's see how this ends up going over here in my web browser. I'm just going to refresh the page, and you'll see here on my first post, the text gets displayed. I have a couple other pages that I created as well. If I go over here to my second post, you'll notice that that text isn't getting displayed because the title isn't equal to my first post. Same is true for my third post. The text isn't getting displayed. So this text is only getting displayed when I'm on this first post. I can also use something called an else if. So basically we can use else if to check a different condition. So I can type else if. So if this isn't true, we're going to check to see if this next condition is true. So why don't we check to see if the page title is equal to my second post. So this should be true when we're on that second post. And now we'll just type out, this is the second post. And so now on this first post, it's still displaying that it's the first post. But when I go over to the second post, it's now displaying this is the second post. In addition to else if, I can also just use something called else. And else will basically execute when neither of these conditions is true. So this will be like no matter what, it's going to execute this. So I'm just going to say else, and then inside of here we can say this is another post. So now when I refresh this page, when we go over to this third post, this should use that else, and it should just say this is another post. So we can use these if-else blocks and structures right here in order to control the flow of our program. And in addition to just checking for one condition, you can also use and you can use or. So I could say and then I could type another condition right here. Or I could say or, and I could type another condition. And if you're using and, both of the conditions have to be true in order for the whole condition to be true. If you're using or, only one of the conditions needs to be true in order for the whole thing to be true. So just keep that in mind. You can use complex logic like and ors inside of these if statements. So I want to demonstrate how you can use this to build a navigation list. So you can use these if statements in order to check to see if certain things are true. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to loop through all of the posts on my website. So I'm just going to say site.posts. And for each one of these posts, we're just going to create a navigation item. And I'm just going to do this really quick. So I'm going to create a list item, and then inside of here, I'm going to create a link. And we'll make the link, it's going to be page.url. And then this is going to be the title of the page. So it'll just be page.title. So what this is going to do is it'll loop through and it'll list out all of the pages on our site. And actually, whoops, I forgot I need to put in here. And actually, this needs to be post. And so now this is looping through all of the posts on our website. So I can click through and go to each one of these posts in turn. But we can actually use a conditional to style these posts depending on the page that we're on. So inside of this link, I'm going to create a style tag here. And inside of this style tag, we'll make a conditional. So we can say if the current page dot URL is equal to the post. So remember, the post is what's getting looped through. So is equal to the post dot URL. Then we want to do something. So here I'm just going to end this off. And inside of here, we'll just set the color equal to red. And so now what should happen is whichever page we're on should be highlighted in red. So we're on my first post, and you see it's highlighted in red. When I go to my second post, it gets highlighted in red. Same thing for these other guys. And so depending on the post I'm on, it's conditionally coloring the link text. And that's, one way that you can use conditionals to like style something. But really, these conditionals can be used in a bunch of different circumstances and a bunch of different situations. So you really want to get good at using them and try to think of ways that you can implement them into your Jekyll layouts. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to Draft Academy to be the first to know when we release new content. Also, we're always looking to improve, so if you have any constructive criticism or questions or anything, leave a comment below. Finally, if you're enjoying Draft Academy and you want to help us grow, head over to draftacademy.com/contribute and invest in our future.